The View and MultiView controls are always used together. They can't be used individually. In this lesson, you'll use the View and MultiView controls to display a series of images. To begin, open the Forest Walks project from your Sample Files folder. And open sunbeamhill.aspx in Design View. Now add a MultiView control to the page, just above the Label Walk Info control. You'll find the MultiView control in the Standard category of the toolbox. Now set the ID property of your new MultiView control to MultiView Images. You're now going to add 4 view controls inside your MultiView control. To do this, simply click and drag them from the Standard category of the toolbox. This can be difficult to do, as the view controls must not be placed inside one another. It is possible to place the controls correctly by dragging them to the far right side of the MultiView. If you find it too difficult to drag and drop the controls, switch to Source View and add the controls there. Next, you're going to add images to each of your view controls. Expand the Images folder in the Solution Explorer. Now click and drag sunbeamhill.jpg from the Images folder into the box below the first View control. A dialog appears, allowing you to provide additional information about the image. Click OK. Your first View control is now ready. When it is active, it will display the sunbeamhill.jpg image. Now, in the same way, drag the sunbeamhill2.jpg image into the View2 control, and the sunbeamhill3.jpg image into the View3 control, and finally the sunbeamhill4 image into the View4 control. Each of your view controls now contains a different image. You're now going to set the MultiView control's default view. Set the Active View Index property of the MultiView control to 0. Each view control inside the MultiView control is assigned an index number. The first view is 0, the second 1, the third 2, and so on. Setting the Active View Index property to 0 displays the first view control inside the MultiView control. Next, you're going to add a link button control to move between the images. Add a link button control at the bottom of the page just before the Label Walk Info label control. Now set the ID property of the new control to Link Button, Next Image, and set the text property to Next Image. You'll now need to add code to the new control to move between images. Add a click event handler to your Link Button Next Image control. You can do this quickly by simply double-clicking it. Now add the following code to the new event handler. If MultiView images dot active view index is less than 3, MultiView images dot active view index plus plus, else MultiView images dot active view index equals 0. This code increases the active view index property when the user clicks the link button control. Changing the active view index property changes which view control is visible. When the active view index reaches 4, it is reset back to 0, allowing the images to rotate. Now let's test your code. View sunbeamhill.aspx in your web browser. Now click the Next Image button repeatedly. Clicking the button allows you to cycle through the images. Note that you could have done everything you did in this lesson by using several panel controls instead of the MultiView and View controls. The advantage of the MultiView control is that its views are organized through the Active View Index property, making it easier to switch between them. If you prefer to work with the panel control, you can completely ignore the MultiView control. It's down to your own judgment to choose the best control for the situation. Close your web browser now and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 6.6. Use the View and MultiView controls.